How do there, guys, and welcome back to Edgar TV, where today we're going to cast our eye over and review an exchange, a heated exchange in Prague at the European Tour between Gerywn Price and Adrian Lewis. Now, as the game was going through, and the commentators alluded to this at the end of the game, that it didn't seem that there was much going on in the game that would warrant sort of an exchange like this at the end of the match. Now, normally when a game's going on and you expect something at the end, there'll be a moment where the players either engage, look at each other, speak to each other. There's normally a pause or something that goes on within the game that sort of shows you. Now, end of the match, Gerywn Price has lost the game 6-3, and he's just throwing his flights and his stems into the crowd with his back to Adrian. Adrian comes up to give Gerywn Price a bit of a sweaty cuddle. Now, there's a couple of people that are going to give you a cuddle at the end of it, and you can expect them to throw their arms around you. Adrian Lewis is one of them, Mensur Suljovic the other. But because Gerywn Price had his back to him, Adrian comes up to give him that cuddle. You'll see here, Russ Bray sort of steps in, and he's telling Price to go off the stage. And he's saying off stage. Adrian Lewis comes over to him and goes, "What was that all about?" And he goes, "I don't know at the moment," basically, and we'll find out shortly. Interviewers come on to get an interview with Adrian Lewis. Adrian Lewis has asked if he can have a couple of minutes to cool down, but they said just one question and then you can go off, sort of thing. He asked him what it felt like to get through to that next stage, the last 16, but Adrian Lewis didn't want to get into talking about the actual win. He wanted to talk about the moment that came with that. And he says he didn't know what it was about, and he also said that Gerywn Price called him a fat so-and-so, and then alluded that, turned it around quite well. Nice comical thing there where he says, "Oh, does he not know I'm an athlete?" Which was quite a good response and shown quite a lot of personality. I've obviously watched this game back multiple times, 3 times to be precise. I've watched it from 3 different angles. Obviously it's the same angles in terms of cameras. But the first one, I watched the match play. Then I watched Gerywn Price every time he was on screen like a hawk. And I watched Adrian Lewis every time he was on screen like a hawk. And the only thing that I can see, which could be an interesting factor, is this. Look at this. Gerywn Price is at the oche, ready to throw. Adrian Lewis is retrieving his darts. Gerywn Price then changes his tactics. See how he holds back while Adrian Lewis is retrieving his darts. Then, again, holds back, goes to the drinks table while Adrian Lewis is retrieving his darts. This tells me that I think Gerywn maybe thought that Adrian was bringing his darts slow. Then he's holding back till Adrian's gone completely past him, refusing to make eye contact or even look at Adrian Lewis at this point. But as the game goes on, you'll see Gerywn gets into the game, and again, he's back at the oche while Adrian is collecting his darts. Now, Adrian celebrating a 180. Gerywn Price is already there. The pace of the game is changing on the Gerywn Price approach. Now, what I think's gone on here is I think he saw Adrian was collecting his darts slowly and then was stepping back to it. But then as the game got into the heat of the game, he then started approaching the oche a bit quicker. Now, when I've looked at this, that's the theory I've got behind this moment. Now, I've looked at this to see, was Adrian doing this? And I think this is more of in a Gerywn Price not fully addressing the situation, like changing his pace. He's going slow, he's going fast, he's going slow. You'll see there he puts his foot on the oche. You know, that's something that a lot of players do just for that little, you know, I'll go to the oche, it's not time, I'll put my foot on the oche and I'll set myself. And you'll see he's doing that before Adrian's even started going down the oche. I think Gerywn Price just wanted to crack on with this game. I think he missed a lot of opportunities in this game to really take it. And I think that frustration just made him want to get on with it. And I think he's projected that onto Adrian. I could be right, I could be wrong, but that's what I think's gone on in this situation. This is something that Gerywn Price has since put out since the incident. He says, "One that I let get to me tonight. Thanks to the crowd, you were amazing, so we know it's not the crowd. I learn every day and it only makes you stronger. Love you all, see you in London." Now, it's that first line. That's one that I let get to me tonight. And when you watch the body language of Gerywn Price throughout this game, it is on that retrieval of the darts, that sort of moment. Now, it's not overly visible, and this is why I like doing these reviews and these bits, because as a player myself and someone who's around these guys on a regular basis, I can give you that little bit of insight. Now, something such as half a second, which to the naked eye might not seem a lot, actually can feel like a lot longer in those moments, and maybe that's what we've seen here as well, that maybe it is just that little split, that little second longer at times, that has made him feel like he's adapting and adjusting, and that might be what he means by he says one that he let get to him. Because you can, when you're looking for it, this is the bonus we've got the benefit of looking back. Now when you was watching this live, you wouldn't have noticed these things, and you wouldn't have noticed they was getting to Gerywn. However, when you're watching it back and you know the outcome, and we know that he got frustrated and had to be escorted off the stage by Russ Bray, we now know we're looking for something. And with the best things, and like I say, I've looked at all the comment sections. There was over 300 comments on this incident on YouTube, and I couldn't quite see anybody else who came up with a reason for what they thought. So this is my theory. This is what I'm going with. I'm going with it was down to a pacing issue with the game. Either that, or he just doesn't like cuddles, and especially from behind, maybe is not into spooning. That's possibly the other outcome as well. But hope you've enjoyed this video, guys, and this little bit of a look and a bit of an insight. If you have, please do hit a like on this video. I do cover all the moments and give you a sort of perspective and a different view into what may have gone on in that situation. So make sure you subscribe to Edgar TV, and I'll catch you soon for some more Edgar TV.